What's up, Cowboys Nation? Let me start by saying this. The Dallas Cowboys organization is constantly pushing to get better. Whether it's tweaking the roster, scouting talent, or preparing for the draft, the goal is always the same. Bring championships back to Dallas. But while the team looks to the future, today, we're taking a moment to honor the past, because a legend just closed the final chapter of his career. Before we get into this emotional and historic news, do me a favor, hit that like button to show your support, and subscribe so you never miss a beat from inside Cowboys Nation. Let's get into it. After 14 incredible seasons in the NFL, Cowboys legend and future Hall of Famer Tyron Smith has officially announced his retirement from professional football. Smith, who signed a one-day contract to retire as a member of the Dallas Cowboys, walks away from the game as one of the most dominant offensive linemen of his generation. Let that sink in. Tyron suited up for the Cowboys from 2011 to 2023, and during that time, he didn't just protect quarterbacks. He defined the position of left tackle in the modern NFL. Let's take it back for a moment. Tyron Smith was a standout at USC, anchoring the Trojans' offensive line from 2008 to 2010. In 2011, the Cowboys selected him with the 9th overall pick in the NFL draft. And the rest, as they say, is history. 8-time Pro Bowler, 2013, 2019, 2021, 2-time First-Team All-Pro, 2014, 2016, 3-time Second-Team All-Pro, 2013, 2015, 2023, named to the NFL 2010's All-Decade Team. That resume? Gold jacket material. There's no question. Once he's eligible, Tyron Smith is headed to Canton. For years, Tyron was the pillar of Dallas's offensive line. Whether it was protecting Tony Romo or helping Dak Prescott develop, Smith made his presence felt and often made elite edge rushers look average. But the NFL takes its toll. Since 2020, injuries started piling up. Played just 2 games in 2020, 11 games in 2021. Only 4 games in 2022 due to a torn hamstring. In 2023, he bounced back, earning second-team All-Pro honors, but the wear and tear was obvious, and then came 2024, when he signed with the New York Jets to protect Aaron Rodgers. He started the team's first 10 games, but a neck injury placed him on injured reserve, ending his season. Even in his final run, he was efficient, only flagged for 1 holding penalty and 2 false starts, but Tyron knew it was time. Cowboys Nation, this isn't just another retirement. This is the end of an era. Tyron Smith represented everything you want in a Cowboy: loyalty, toughness, dominance. Quiet leadership, he was never loud. He didn't chase headlines, but he was always there, the silent guardian, week after week, holding it down. When the Cowboys were building their elite O-lines in the 2010s, Smith was the foundation. Ask Ezekiel Elliott, ask Tony Romo, ask Dak Prescott. They'll all tell you the same thing. 77 made life easier, and now, at age 34, he leaves the game as one of the most respected veterans in the NFL, and without a doubt, a first ballot Hall of Famer. So what does Tyron Smith's retirement mean for the Cowboys moving forward? It's a big hole to fill, no sugarcoating that. But let's remember, the team's been preparing for this transition. Tyler Smith is stepping into the spotlight, and the team may look to reinforce the O-line in this year's NFL draft. And speaking of the draft, Executive Vice President Stephen Jones made waves recently when he hinted at a possible trade down in the upcoming NFL draft. That's right, the Cowboys currently hold the 12th overall pick, and while many expect them to stay put and grab a blue-chip talent, Jones told 105.3 The Fan that a move down is definitely on the table. Here's what he said. I think there is some depth in this draft. You can get really good football players through the first half and into the second half of the draft. Translation? Dallas might believe that instead of grabbing a top-heavy name, they can trade down, add more picks, and still get value. Let's break down some possible targets if the Cowboys do move down. Quinshon Judkins and Travion Henderson, 2 elite. Ohio State running backs fresh off a national championship season. Mason Graham, a disruptive interior lineman. Tetairoa McMillian, a playmaking receiver who could add firepower. Remember the last time the Cowboys trusted their instincts and let a top-tier player fall into their laps? Micah Parsons. Zach Martin. That's the kind of magic Stephen Jones is hoping for again. It's not like Dallas is sitting still, though. In free agency, they've already added Miles Sanders, Javonte Williams. That's two capable running backs added to the depth chart, meaning the Cowboys don't have to take a RB early in the draft, but if they love Judkins or Henderson enough, they might try to get them with a lower pick after a trade down. Smart, drafting, strategic planning. That's what this front office needs to do now. On Monday, April 14th, Cowboys superstar Micah Parsons surprised everyone by showing up for the team's voluntary workouts, something he hasn't done in the past. Let's pause for a second. This wasn't just Parsons going through the motions. This was a clear message, a calculated move that's being seen as a sign of leadership and unwavering commitment to the team. And yes, this comes right in the middle of ongoing buzz around his contract extension. So let's rewind. Last offseason, Parsons did not participate in these voluntary workouts. That decision actually triggered internal discussions from team leadership, who had plans to sit down and talk with Micah about the importance of showing up, especially as a face of the franchise. But this year, he walks through that door on day one. According to Calvin Watkins of the Dallas Morning News, the surprise attendance was seen extremely positively inside the building. Micah himself said back in December that it was extremely important to be part of OTAs and minicamp in order to build chemistry with teammates. And now he's walking the talk. Cowboys Nation, that matters. This is a team that needs leadership and focus after a brutal playoff exit. Having your top defensive player buy in early, that sets the tone. Now, let's talk money. 2025 marks. The final year of Parsons' rookie deal, he's set to earn around $24 million this season, thanks to the fifth-year option the team picked up. But the biggest story? Micah Parsons is expected to reset the entire non-QB market. Let me say that again. We're talking about a record-breaking contract that could make Parsons the highest-paid non-quarterback in NFL history. For context, W.R. Jamar Chase just landed a 4-year, $161 million deal with the Bengals. Edge Myles Garrett is the current top-paid defender at $40 million per year. Micah Parsons, with his numbers and impact, he's coming for the crown. Just take a look at what Micah's done in just 4 NFL seasons. 56 total tackles, 52.5 sacks, 4 Pro Bowl selections, 2 first team. All-Pro honors, that's Hall of Fame level production, and he's only 25 years old. He changes games, period. He demands double teams. He disrupts entire game plans. He's the kind of player you build a franchise around. And now, he's acting like it. Look, when your superstar shows up early, it means something, especially when it's someone who doesn't have to. Micah Parsons is already paid this season. He could have stayed away. He could have made a point about the team not extending him yet. He could have pulled a business decision, but he didn't. And in a locker room that just lost Tyron Smith to retirement, in a team environment where veteran leadership is needed more than ever, this move by Parsons shows he's ready to lead not just with his talent, but with his presence. Of course, all of this raises the big question: when will the Cowboys give Parsons that extension? In a recent interview, Jerry Jones made it clear he's not feeling any urgency to get a deal done right now. He knows Micah's under contract for 2025 and could even be tagged after that if necessary. But here's the thing. The longer they wait, the more expensive this gets. The market isn't slowing down. If Parsons has another All-Pro year, and let's be real, he probably will, his price could eclipse $45 million a year, so the Cowboys are walking a fine line. Betting on their timeline. Hoping their MVP-level linebacker stays happy and healthy, but make no mistake, if they don't take care of him soon, the pressure will mount, and other teams will be watching very closely. Let's not forget what Micah said back in December. He wants to build chemistry with his teammates. And showing up now, that's him putting his money where his mouth is. The Cowboys are in the middle of retooling. We've got free agent additions like Miles Sanders and Javonte Williams coming in. There's buzz about a draft day trade down. And now your top defensive weapon shows up voluntarily. That's the kind of culture you need to win. We talk about the Cowboy way. This is it. This is how dynasties start. With buy-in. with leadership, with heart. So let's tie it all together. A legend in Tyron Smith walks off into the sunset after a career of greatness. The Cowboys front office faces a pivotal draft with a massive opportunity to reshape the future. Stephen Jones is keeping all options open, including a potential trade down that could set this team up for a deeper, more complete roster. This is a moment of transition. And while it's bittersweet saying goodbye to someone like Tyron Smith, it's also a reminder that this team is on the edge of something big. The NFL draft is around the corner, free agency's not done, and Cowboys Nation is watching. And waiting. So here's the question. What are your thoughts on Tyron Smith's retirement? Is he the greatest offensive lineman in Cowboys history? And what do you think about trading down in the draft? Smart strategy or wasted opportunity? Drop your answers in the comments. Let's talk about it like the true fans we are. And if you made it this far, do me a favor. Hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so you're always the first to hear the latest news from inside the Star. Thanks for watching, Cowboys fans. We'll see you next time. And as always, let's ride. Go Cowboys!